Welcome back, familiar to Northside LDN, and today we've got Liverpool versus Arsenal match preview. The match will be at Anfield this weekend, and no one better to do this preview with than Monts from Big Six Bands. How you doing, bro? You telling me?
Bro, I'm not great. I'm all right. I'm not great. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm hanging in there, hanging by a thread. Man are on thin ice. My team's just bombing it out week in, week out. But what can I say, man? We're still here. We're still here.
Listen, talk to me, man. What's going on? I had a massive argument with my cousin the other day about what I feel like's gone wrong with Liverpool. But you're a Liverpool fan. Let's get it from you first. I mean, what was going on with the Chelsea game? What's going wrong with Klopp? Do you think he's too stubborn in playing the same system? Do you think he's playing a high line, leaving you guys exposed? Do you think it's been lack of planning? Do you think it's a combination of everything? What do you think is going wrong for Liverpool this season, bro? Because it's a massive jump, the fall off from what the levels that you lot reached under Klopp.
I mean, there's a lot of questions in there. I'm not gonna lie. If I answer every question in the deal, I want to answer it in, we'll be here for 2 days. But I'll try and narrow it down to the time that we have. I think I'm gonna be honest in it. I drank the Kool-Aid at the start of the season and kind of thought, yeah, we'd go again, kind of thing. But we still needed reinforcements in the midfield. I was very against the purchase of Darwin Núñez. It's over a midfielder anyways, and I'm right now I'm quite numb with what's going on with Liverpool, because what this has exposed to me is Jurgen Klopp's tactical frailties, which no one talks about. Jurgen Klopp has shown his inability to play different styles, or to adapt to different styles, or to look at his players and go, all right, we don't have the legs right now to play my style, so we're going to do this. What? Just until we go and get some reinforced. He doesn't have that now to do that. And for me, that's not like a crazy, bro, that's not a crazy thing to me. That's not a crazy feat to have as a manager. I think that's quite basic, to look at your squad and go, we don't have the players to do that right now, so we're going to do this. Arteta, when he first came in, when man was saying he's shit, looked at his team and go, I'm looking at these, man, and we can't do the play out the back, high press, wingers facing up front, dominating the ball. We can't do this. So let's play 5 at the back for a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? It was looking at football that way, and I don't think that's how Jurgen Klopp's looking. For me, Jurgen Klopp has been outclassed, out-tacticked by managers from the bottom tier to the top tier. It started off with Pep, and then you look at the likes of Thomas Frank, you look at the likes of De Zerbi, Potter. Did I say Potter? Maybe not. Maybe I'm stretching it with Potter. And he's been out-tacticked by these guys that he shouldn't be getting out-tacticked by. Maybe Pep, because Pep's Pep. And it's been him and Klopp going back and forth. But what's pissed me off is that you even got outdone by an interim who's never managed a game in his life at Chelsea. And what's worse, he's fucked off and he's got replaced by Lampard. And you're telling me they're the type of guys that are dominating your team. The only reason
if they had a killer, Chelsea would have deaded you lot off, man. The chances that fall to Kovacic and Havertz, bro. If they had a deadly finisher,
they're coming out in the press conference saying, "Oh, we played well today. I saw positives today." Are you stupid? These men ran around and done fuck all. They ran around and done fuck all, and you're taking that as a positive because you're looking at yourself as the underdog. Because that's the only thing you've been able to do in your Liverpool tenure to Man City is be the underdog, be the underdog, be the underdog, be the underdog. We don't even do that anymore. We're not even a good underdog no more. You know what I'm saying? We're losing everything we was good at. And we're being persistent with things that don't work. How can you bench Salah when he's got over 64 goals in away fixtures against the top 6 teams to prove a point for what?
He's a top goal scorer this season, isn't it?
Yeah.
23 goals, I think?
Like 23 and then like 9 assists or something, or like 8 assists. He's on like 31 GA or something. And he's stinky. And he has been a bit stinky this season. I'm not gonna lie, he's not been great. Let's be honest, he's not been great. But you're always gonna get numbers of Salah. That's what, even in his worst, he'll get more numbers than I think 95% of the wingers on the planet, in my opinion. Factually, actually. But my thing is that a lot of people make it out that, FSG, man. Oh my God, FSG. But you know what? This is what's annoying me now. Because yes, in the grand scheme of things, FSG are to blame. But this season, Jurgen Klopp pushed for the Darwin Núñez signature. And he also pushed for what's his name? for the Gakpo signature when he became available, because we were also a bit scared that Man United were going to go and get him. Rather than prioritising the midfielder, that is criminal. It's criminal.
And that was an argument I was having with my cousin, yeah? Because how can you have Hendo that's over the hill, and then you've got, like, you're relying on people like Jones and Elliott to fill in? Like, these man ain't good enough. Like, they should be third choice midfielders. They shouldn't be
like they're too young. I wouldn't say so much Curtis Jones, but Harvey Elliott was 19 going 20. Like, how can you expect Trent? How can you expect Trent to be the same? Like, Liverpool have not changed. There are just components that are now missing from the system. Key components. Fabinho has gone from one of the best DMs in the world to a walking tack foul. Henderson plays FIFA on 2-button, triangle and square, because you don't do anything else apart from hoof that ball. Triangle and square, 2-button on FIFA. If you know, you know. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to Henderson losing his legs, he has. So Henderson was the legs for Trent. He'd protect Trent, he'd overlap Trent, he'd come wide, let Trent come inside. Now we've replaced that with Harvey Elliott. You expect Harvey Elliott to come in and do what Henderson's done for 5 straight years at the highest level. You looked at Curtis Jones at walking tack foul in Fabinho and the worst Henderson you've ever seen, and you thought that could go up against Ramadan Kante, the guy that respawns just for Liverpool. Just for Liverpool. He'll be out for 10 months, but he'll come back for Liverpool. Best believe he'll be back for Liverpool. You looked at that shit Liverpool midfield, and you look at that and go, oh, Kova, Enzo, who I think is a baller, and then you've got Ramadan Kante. You think the answer to that is Curtis Jones?
No, it's mad. And you know what?
And
yeah.
By the way, that's not even an informed Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones' first start in a year.
Bro, and you know what? Yeah, Klopp. Yeah, this does fall on Klopp, bro. Because at the end of the day, do you remember that season when you lot had like 10 man out and you lot were struggling? Certain people on the bench weren't doing the same job as your main starters, yeah? So, and look what happened that season. So that was already, yeah, a precursor to what's happened this season. That when you get injuries to your starting lineup, yeah, on the bench, away from the attacking positions, you don't have the rotation, you don't have it in defense, and you don't have it in the midfield. So going into this season, he should have been, after that season, he should have been like, yo, I need reinforcements, not only in the attack, but I need reinforcements in the midfield and in the defense. But instead, he goes gets loads of attackers, and in the midfield is still looking meaty, bro. Like at the end of the day, Naby Keita he's never put a top class performance consistently in a Liverpool shirt. Then you're looking at players like Hendo's over the hill, flipping Milner. Come on, bro. Like, not good enough, bro. 37 years old. Jones and Elliott, they're not good enough for where you lot have got to. You need to maintain that level. They're not good enough to maintain that level. And you had it when you had 10 players out in that season. It was madness. You had so many injuries. That was the season to be like, right, we need reinforcements.
Do you know whose fault that was, though? You know that season, there's a difference. That 2021 season, so the season after we won the league, that was FSG's fault. That was not Jurgen Klopp. The reason why I blame FSG for that is because if you actually looked, that season where, you know, the one after we won the league where we signed Thiago and we signed Jota, we were flying at the start of the season. Before the injuries came, before the Van Dijk ACL, we were flying. And then even when Van Dijk got injured, and then Gomez got injured, and then playing centre back alongside Matip, guess what? We were still top of the league. We went into January top of the league with Henderson and Fabinho as a centre back partnership, and we were still fucking man up. And that's where you go. Jurgen Klopp is doing everything he can to the point where Wijnaldum's playing CDM and Fabinho and Henderson are playing centre back. Yeah, and then we went into the January window, and no defenders were bought up until the end of January, where they brought in Phillips and Kabak. And then by that point, we'd lost a couple games. We'd fallen to second, and then when we hit February, we lost 6 home games on the bounce. And you remember it. Remember when we lost 6 home games on the bounce, and that was because rather than give us 2 centre backs. Remember, and by the way, that season we didn't replace Lovren, by the way. Remember, we sold Lovren that summer to replace him, and then all our centre-backs got injured.
You never replaced Wijnaldum either.
No, exactly. So my point is, I blame that on FSG simply because Klopp showed his management. He showed as a manager, boom, 10, 8, 9 injuries, I'm still top of the league. Say something to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Tell me something. You can't tell me I'm not world-class. Look what I'm doing with Henderson and Fabinho playing centre-back. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then Henderson ended up getting injured. against Everton playing centre back because he can't do the running back, the burning back thing's not his thing. Like he pulled his hamstring, long day, and then we had no one. And that's probably the only reason why we even got Kabak. Otherwise, I generally think FSG would have gone, you know what, said Henderson centre back. You know what, I'm seeing it's working. They probably would have done that one. So my point there, I'm saying is that there was no, like, if we went and got centre backs at the start of January, then maybe we don't lose the 6 games in a row. We stay in that title race because that City team that won that league weren't that good. They weren't that good. We definitely could have. If you put the team, Liverpool's quad team against that City team last season, you know what I'm saying? We're winning that title. So
but I think it's a combination, though. It's a combination of errors. Like, first of all, there's not enough foresight from your manager as well, because he should be pushing, bro. I hate managers when they come into press conferences and they're trying to act like everything's good. I understand that you know, it's a thin line. You can't throw, you know, the club under the bus. You can't do like a Conte, what he done at Tottenham. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, you can't employ.
Bro, these men can say little subliminals. I hate when managers come on and act like everything's good when everything is not good. Because ultimately, it's your reputation. And if you care so much about your reputation, then you need to be giving the fans little subliminals. Like, look, listen, bro, it's not just me. Like, these lot are not backing me. Like, I've got this team to a certain level, but we don't have rotation. Elliot and Jones and Hendo and Milner is not good enough anymore. I need a rejuvenation. And then when you're looking at defensively as well, it ain't good enough. Like Van Dijk has never been the same since that injury. You need another Van Dijk, bro. You can't just have him. Trent, for all he's good at going forward, he reminds me a lot of Zinchenko in the sense that he's very good going forward, but defensively he leaves a lot to be desired. If you're gonna have a player like that, you need somebody else that can also you can put in that is defensively a lot better, but maybe going forward isn't as good. Why is it that creatively everything goes through Trent? People been saying this for years now. Like, you need a creative midfielder, and you don't really have one. You got Thiago, but it ain't really that with Thiago. Like, I think he's levels, but you need somebody else, bro. Someone a little bit younger, a little bit faster.
Yeah, Thiago can't complete enough games for it to happen. And bro, but this is the difference in blaming FSG and Klopp. I gave you enough examples there to say, you know what, Klopp stamped his authority as to say, you can give me minimal kind of resources, and I can still do my thing. And you could even argue, was it all Klopp? Because Salah, Mane and Firmino were still, they stayed fit that season. You know what I'm saying? Offside. They stayed fit, bro. Them man, maybe Firmino got 1 or 2 injuries, but it was Jota was coming in. The front 3 stayed fit. That's why we even managed to come third, because we managed to outscore teams. We were outscoring, man, because our defenders weren't there. This season is different. This season is on Klopp. This season is on Klopp. And arguably, the squad he has now is better than the squad he had in 2021 with all the injuries. Yes, we've had a lot of injuries this season. We have. But we have a more well-rounded squad. You could even argue at the start of the season, our squad was better than Arsenal's before everything started working well. If you want to go on paper, do you know what I'm saying? After challenging, do you know what I'm saying? Now I'm looking at Klopp and I'm just seeing stubbornness. I'm seeing stubbornness, bro. I'm seeing tactical frailties. I'm seeing yes man material. Milner's still the first midfielder off the bench in 2023. Ox is still in the squad in 2023. And the worst thing is, Ox is probably our best pivot midfielder right now, who's fit. He doesn't even make it into the squad. Ox was playing left wing at one point and was our best attacker out of the front 3 when he went left wing. No one can tell me nothing. He was our best attacker. Fundamentals were there. He gets stamped in the basement. Harvey Elliott goes left wing. What the fuck did that do for us? Lose us 3-0 to Wolves. Get battered by Brighton. Spanked by Brentford. Got our asses handed to us at Manchester City. Because what do? We fold. Do you know what I'm saying? And then that 7-0 at Man United made it feel like it was all okay, but it wasn't, bro. It wasn't. And as I said, Jurgen Klopp can't be getting out tactics by all these guys who have nowhere near the resume, not even half Klopp's resume. Not even half. Do you know what I'm saying? Klopp's resume in the last 4 years, City and Arsenal ain't done that in the whole of their they've existed. But look at them now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to be able to win everything is a massive feat. But there is no evidence that he's been able to rebuild a team. So I'm not Klopp out. But the man that are Klopp out, I hear it. There's more logic to it. There is more logic to it. because some things go stale. And right now, it's the Wenger gene. This stinks of Arsene Wenger in his later years at Arsenal. It really, really does.
That's exactly what I was going to say, bro. These kind of managers that attack, and don't know how to be pragmatic. And when they don't have certain cogs that are integral to the way they play football, you start seeing the fragilities. And for me, I just feel like you're 100%, you're completely correct, bro. We need to let go of Wenger because it wasn't good enough anymore. And look, Klopp has won you a lot. And I get it, bro. Like, you know, he's the first manager to win you a Premier League and stuff like that. But when you hold on to a manager too long, trust me, yeah, don't listen to these filhos da puta within the fan base saying, oh, no, Klopp this, Klopp that, bro. At the end of the day, yeah, a lot of people, when we had Wenger and they were holding on to Wenger, oh, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get? What do you mean? Look at us now. And he took us back so many years. The decline of this team is only going to continue. FSG are not going to run the club like a Man United, like a City, where they'll throw money at it, yeah? Consistently. They're not going to do that. So if the manager cannot work within that system, he has to go. And you need to get somebody that can work within that system or is at least a little bit more flexible, knows when to attack, knows when to not attack, knows how to get a scrappy 1-0. You not have shown under Klopp that he's unable to do that. I get what you're saying about players under FSG and they're not getting him the players. I get that. They have to authorize him to get certain players and certain wage budgets. I understand that, yeah? And maybe Klopp did want certain players. But at the same time, he's not making enough with what he has. Like you said, it's not like your whole team are full of bums. Yes, the midfield isn't amazing without your starters. Yes, the defense as well, when certain players are out, isn't ticking over the way you need to, but he needs to show that he's able to adapt. One thing, it's not just the trophies that Fergie is better than Arsene Wenger for me. It's the way that he could adapt his teams. He was able to get Andersons. He was able to get Nani when he was in the decline, able to get players like Hernandez, you know, Javi Hernandez, being able to, he's not a world-class striker, but being able to do with what he had. You know, the team that Fergie left, that team wasn't amazing, but look at what he was able to do with that team and win it, just getting in a Van Persie. Do you know what I mean? That's him showing his tactical nous as a manager. Do you get what I'm saying, bro? And your manager is yet to show me that because, yeah, it's all great getting Nunes, it's all great getting Diaz and all these players like that, but the midfield is ridiculous. When's the last time you lot bought a midfielder? What, a couple of years ago now?
We had one midfielder in 8 windows. Thiago is the only midfielder we bought in 8 windows.
That is a lack of planning. And ultimately, if Klopp's going to get the glory when things go right, he also has to get the criticism when things go wrong. You can't have 8 seasons or 6 seasons or whatever it's been that you're not addressing your midfield. Bro, that's not good enough. And that goes hand in hand with what I've been saying to Arsenal fans. If Arteta, I've been very happy with Arteta. You know me, a lot of times here, I haven't not rated this manager. I've been getting onto him, calling him a filo da puta and everything. But this season, he's proved me wrong. But if we do not win the league, if we don't beat you lot, which I think is, we have to get 3 points at Anfield. If we don't win the league, I want Arteta gone. And you know why? It's negligence. Negligence not to get the players that we needed to in the summer. Negligence not to get the players that we needed to in the January transfer window when we were top of the league. And we knew that this squad wasn't good enough. And we already knew that because going into the Europa League games, we were struggling against teams like Zurich that were like 9th in the Swiss league. We were struggling to win against teams like that. Why? Because we're using the rotation players. We're using the bench players. And they were struggling against teams lower down in smaller divisions in the Europa group stages. Yeah, so everyone, when we got knocked out against Sporting, when Arsenal fans were saying, oh, we got a thin squad. So why weren't you finished up making the noise that I was making in the summer and in January? Because I could already tell that the squad was thin. I knew that there's no rotation for Jesus if he gets injured. Trossard, I'm very happy with, but it wasn't enough. Jorginho, yes, he's decent rotation for Xhaka, but we're playing him as a rotation for Partey. Defensively, that is not where he shines. He's more deep line kind of playmaker, looking for the front three with the long balls. He's not a defensive midfielder. And every time we've played him in the midfield with Xhaka and with Fabio Vieira, we've been exposed, like the 2 games against Sporting Lisbon. So there's a lot of areas on this pitch that we've not gone out and actually got the quality. Fabio Vieira is not a good rotation for Odegaard. You know what I mean? Tomiyasu is not good enough rotation for Ben White.
I call him the Portuguese eyelash. He gets swept away by the wind, man.
There's no way there's no way that guy's Portuguese, bro. No way. I'm telling you right now, he ain't Portuguese, bro. You go to Lisbon right now, yeah, to them dusty fields where people are kicking ball, yeah, I'll find you a better ball at 6 years old. That guy is dead food, bro. You know what I'm saying? So negligence. And the same thing with your team. Klopp and FSG have been negligent towards your defensive reinforcements and your midfield reinforcements. So the decline is on them. The same with Arteta. If he does not win the league, I want him gone. because you had 2 windows where you could have addressed the weaknesses within this team. Yeah. So if we fall short, I want you gone because it ain't good enough. I'm happy with where we are. I'm happy with how we're playing. I was very happy in the last game. We're coming into this Anfield game in very good form. But at the end of the day, that doesn't blind me from the fact that the bench isn't that great. When you look at every position, it isn't that great, bro. You know what I mean? In terms of rotation at Arsenal. So it's similar in that sense with Arsenal, bro.
Yeah, but again, the fan bases obviously, there's always 2-3 sides to each fan base. And I do think that people, because Klopp's done so much and he's been the best manager of, especially my era as a Liverpool fan, he's been the best manager I've seen at Liverpool for my age, and that they're scared to let him go. They're scared of change. They're scared of anything like that. And as I said, this isn't even me saying I'm Klopp out. I do believe he does deserve a chance to turn things around. But it comes at a time where we shouldn't be looking to why are we looking to rebuild a squad that challenged for a quad less than 10 months ago? Like, if you just say it black and white, it sounds insane. It sounds insane just saying it. And then the fact that we're 8th and 9th, as I said, the man alluded to this in One Touch's stream. If we were 4th, but not challenging, the uproar wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that you're sitting 8th, 9th, been 10th at one point this season as well, that's why it's so worrying to know that a change in system or a tweaking system with a few injuries can drop us this low in the table. Man City have tweaked this system to try and reinforce a really good 9. They're still challenging. Champs and Prem. There's a difference. There's no flexibility, no durability in the squad. The midfield is dead. We don't even know what 11 we're going to come out with. We don't know what 11 Klopp's going to come out with. Best teams know that when the 11 can start itself. Bar Man City, when your team kind of play, it kind of tells itself what the 11 is going to be, then you know it's cemented. You know what you've got. You know what you're going to get. And we don't have that. And in fact, we're so far from it. No one can tell me what the midfield's going to be for Liverpool. We don't know what it's going to be. I don't even know if Klopp knows what it's going to be. And all I ask is for Liverpool fans to hold Klopp accountable, the way, as you said, the way you praise him. You want to call him one of the best managers of all time, praise him when he's fucking up. Because right now he's fucking up. Tactically, formations, in-game subs, don't even get me started. Eric Ten Hag smashed Leicester. Smashed them. After the game, his face was mash up. Do you know why? His face was screwed. Because he said, in the opening 30 minutes, we could have been 3-0 down. I watched that game. I actually watched that game and he was spitting facts. Ten Hag said, you know what? In that game, early doors 30, if it wasn't for David De Gea and for them missing chances, we'd be 3-0 down in the first half. I'm not happy with that performance, even though United went on to whoosh them. Klopp's there saying he's happy with the performance at Chelsea. Like he didn't get, like it wasn't, because it was only Kai Havertz up top. That's the only reason that game even ended 0-0. See it for what it is, man. It's being a fucking yes man. And I need better and I need more. He's responsible for 80% of the fuckeries this season, and fans don't see it. They're only strictly blaming, they're blaming FSG, like FSG put out the tactics, like they put out the formation, like they're the one in the training sessions, like they're the one with ankle tape and shin pads and arm tattoos, and they're about to get their subs ready to go on the pitch. No, bro. Jurgen Klopp needs to work with what he's had. And to be 9th place, 8th place, working with what you've got, with a team that nearly competed for a quad, when you didn't address the midfield, when you've been given 120 million to spend, tell me that's good enough. Any other manager that does that is out the door. Out the door. So, allow me with all of that, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%, bro. I get it, bro. I've seen Liverpool fans here overgassing their team just the same way Arsenal fans were. Like, at the end of the day, I'm very happy with where Arsenal are. I'm very happy with what Arteta's doing. And long may it continue, him proving me wrong. He's now reaching my standards. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when Liverpool fans are putting Trent as the best right back ever in the Premier League, when they're saying that he's revolutionized the right back position, which he didn't, yeah. When fans come out and start talking that kind of pucaria, that kind of lishu, yeah, then when it all folds or when these players get exposed, you're gonna have to hold it as well. Arsenal fans, yeah, were like, oh, nobody believed in us, bro. More than half the fan base, bro. Nobody in the fan base believed would be where we're at right now. So by that logic, they can't be celebrating. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, fans like to rewrite history. At the end of the day, a lot of Arsenal fans were saying, oh, we're going to win the league. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Yeah. As soon as we had a little blip, all of a sudden, Man City was trying to catch up on games. Oh, no. If we don't win the league, we're still ahead of schedule. We're not trying to win the league. Bro, it's crazy. Fans backtrack on everything that they say. And that is why I don't really respect it. At the end of the day, yeah, a lot of people ask me, Northside, are you going back on what you said? Nah, bro. We're right to hold our clubs to high standards, bro, because Liverpool are the second, if not the biggest club in this country. Arsenal are the third biggest club in this country. So at the end of the day, the standards have to be high. And when the standards are met, bro, when you lot won the Champions League, I bet none of your fans, were negative. Right now, Arsenal are in the title race. I don't see none of this fan base, calling it negative to go for the league. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you call it out, they're like, you're negative. No, it's not, bro. Because when the club do what they need to be doing and actually start competing and moving like a big club, everybody's happy, bro. Because that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? People want to pick, in the Arsenal fan base anyway, people want to pick and choose when you can go for glory and when you can't. I've been wanting to go for glory from time, bro. So now that the club is doing what they need to do, I was right all along. Because before, when we were finishing 8th and 5th, people were saying, I'm negative to want to win the title. Then why is the whole fan base lit? There's not one negative Arsenal fan right now. And they're all to my standards, which is go for the league. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, bro, you're right in calling out your club. And one thing, I don't know if you agree with me on this, I'm looking at your club as an example, because a lot of times this club, this fan base, and a lot of these super Arsenal fans would come out with, Klopp, it took Klopp how many years to win the Champions League or to win the league and okay, cool. Let's compare Arsenal and Liverpool. Liverpool are falling off because they're not doing what Man City do. Man City rejuvenate that team all the time. They only need 2 or 3 signings most of the time. Liverpool needs so many signings. Why? Because they have rested on their laurels that the team is good enough that they can just continue with the same squad, not rejuvenate. And that's it. And what I want from Arsenal fans is, whether we win the league or not, we need to go into that summer and we need a big spend. That midfield still needs a lot of work. Because when a lot of certain players are out, like Partey, etc., we're not the same team, which is why we got kicked out of the Europa League to Sporting. Yeah, we need the same energy, because if we don't continue to put pressure on this club to go out there and get top level players, and I mean top level, I'm not talking about Nuntavaj, I'm not talking about players like Fabi Vieira, I'm talking about proper players, And now we're entering the realm of Liverpool's, where you need to get world-class players, like you lot got Van Dijk, like when you got Alisson, etc. If we don't, we will fall by the wayside. If we win the league, it will be a one-off, and then we won't kick on. Look how hard it's been for you lot to compete against City. Do you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, fans get too complacent, start loving up certain players, bro. For me, if we win this Premier League, bro, the summer I'm gonna be on this club's neck, because I don't want my club to fall off. And when you look at Alex Ferguson, how was he able to consistently dominate the Premier League? He'd always go to his rivals or go to smaller teams within the big 6 and pick their best players. Berbatov, Van Persie, all these man, bro, who'll go there and pick these man, bro, to reinforce his team. He never said, we won the league last season, so we don't need to go and get any more players. No, that he went out there and done what needed to be done. And that is where I think your manager's gone wrong, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's player loyalty. It's a lot of factors. But, at the end of the day, Klopp has been back to a certain extent. Obviously, he has been more on a sell-to-buy basis, but I don't want to hear about stuff like Sadio Mane. People have the words to say about Sadio Mane. Salah's not had a good season, but Salah's been miles better than Mane. And Mane's fucked off to a lower league with the best side in a lower league. Let me know. Go compare Salah and Mane this season. Tell me which one we should have sold. Personally, I think we should have kept him. Obviously, he wanted to leave. My biggest thing is Wijnaldum. It's not Mane, it's Wijnaldum. It's Gini Wijnaldum. Another thing is that what's so stupid is that why would you rest your laurels on 2 players who we don't even know where to play them? Gakpo has played left wing, he has played up top, he has played false 9. Darwin has played up top, and he has played as a left winger. How do you put 120 million into man who don't know where they're supposed to be playing? Maybe they might have their, bro. They might have their, Gakpo probably sit in his head thinks he's a left winger. Darwin in his head probably thinks he's a striker. They might have their preference, but tactically we're showing that we don't know which one. It's like, is it Darwin up top, Darwin on the left, or Gakpo on the left? Darwin. We don't know which one. How do you put in 120 million into that when your first choice as a midfielder coming off the bench is James Milner? Fuck off, man. I'm tired of that. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. The man don't want to hold. I just say this: the Liverpool fans who don't hold Klopp accountable, when I'm talking zero accountability, even if there's men that hold him even if you hold him 20% accountable, fair enough. If you're holding Klopp 0% accountable, you let your missus cheat on you. You're one of them, man. You draw the signs and you let your missus cheat on you. You're one of them, man. Allow me. One of them, man, bro.
But you know what? Yeah, as we stick on to the Liverpool theme just a little bit longer, what are the Liverpool fan base saying? Is it divided? That some people are putting the blame on Klopp and some are putting it on FSG? Are everybody saying that it's both a mixture? Is it on the players? What are Liverpool fans saying, bro?
It's a bit of both of them, and I think more of the online consensus, there's more of a glowing plethora of fans where they're like, you know what, this might be time for Jurgen kind of thing. It might be Jurgen out kind of thing. I don't believe a lot of the fans in the stadium, I don't like the match going fans and whatnot. I don't think they feel the same with Klopp. I feel like they do have their loyalties to Klopp as well, but I feel like they also hold Klopp accountable as well at times. But what I think it's like, there's Klopp out. There's the people that just want Klopp to fix up because they're holding him accountable. They're starting to see that, wait, Jurgen, you're on this joke man thing right now. I need more. And then there's the fans where it's like, it's just FSG. It's just FSG. And them man, and what is the confusion and the reason why there's the beef between the guys who don't hold Klopp accountable and the rest of the other, I'd say 50%/60%, is that they think that because some man want Klopp out and some man are really critical of Klopp, that they hate him and that they don't care what he's done. I love Klopp to bits. It pains me to say every word that I say in a negative breath about this man. This man has single-handedly changed my Liverpool experience in as long as I've been an adult / teenager, bro. He's done everything for me in a Liverpool sense. Do you know what I'm saying? The last person I want to see walk out the door is Jurgen Klopp. The last person I want to call a bozo or he's fucking up or he's pulling his weight. The last person I want is Jurgen Klopp in that negative sense. And I love everything that he's done for this club. But that doesn't mean I hate him or it doesn't mean I'm ungrateful. If you want Klopp to fix up or if you want Klopp out, that doesn't mean you're ungrateful. Thank you for everything you've done. But I support Liverpool FC, not Klopp FC. And that's what I think the difference is. I'm very critical of Klopp because I want him to do better because part of me doesn't want him to go. But that doesn't mean I'm ungrateful for everything he's done. I'm so grateful for everything that he's done. But here's the key, Northside. I'm not holding Klopp to the standards when he first walked into Liverpool. I'm holding him to the standards of maintaining the challenging Liverpool, where, again, second best club in the country, second biggest club in the country. I'm now holding him to the standards of when he was winning things. You don't hold a man to the standards he was at when he first walked in the club. What is that? And what standards do you have for a Liverpool fan? If you're holding Klopp to the standards when he first walked in at Liverpool, then you need to raise the bar. The bar is in hell.
Facts.
I look at Darwin Núñez and I look at him for the price we bought him in and for the goals he got last season. Will he come good eventually? I believe he will. But when you're averaging 10 goals, when you're averaging a goal for every 10 million that you cost, and Kai Havertz has one goal less than you, start to look at things properly because it's not good enough. Average at best. Núñez has been average at best. But because he's been the better bunch of shit attackers, man, I'm calling him great, amazing. You want to make excuses. You're doing what United fans are doing. Oh, Anthony works hard. Fuck off. He costs 80 mil. Don't give me he works hard. Don't give me he gets chalk on his boots. He costs 80 fucking million. Allow me. You look at Darwin Núñez. I don't care. I don't care what chaos, good runs. That's the basics. You laughed at Timo Werner for the runs he was making, and the goal. You laughed at him. But you want to praise Núñez for the same shit. It's not good enough. Raise the bar because the bar's in hell. I like what Núñez brings, but don't act like he's the bee's fucking knees because he's not. He's on 8 Premier League goals in April. And he's a big money striker. Allow me, bro. And that's not Núñez's fault. It's Klopp's fault. It's Klopp's fault. You don't know how to deploy a man in a system that is broken. It is dented. These men work well in a system because they played the same system for 5 years. And this isn't just life. Sorry, this isn't just football. This is life. If you do something for 5 years and you suddenly change it or try to change it, there is going to be a drop-off. And as I said, if we drop to 4th, 3rd, I'm not greedy, bro. I understand. I get it. But if you drop to 8th, 9th, it shows that you see what you haven't done. You haven't instilled flexibility in the players that you've coached for the last 5 years. So now that you haven't coached flexibility, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold are under the biggest spotlight of being called frauds, not good enough, having a stinker, because what they've had to do is defend a certain way for 5 years. Yes, at the highest level, but Virgil van Dijk is a brilliant and world-class defender. But you know what he's done? Virgil van Dijk's best attributes wasn't going to ground. He was great at going to ground. Don't get it twisted. We've all seen him do it. But how many times would you see him go to ground? Why was he compared to Maldini and not the likes of John Terry? Because Maldini, I don't even have to go into that. Why he was compared to the likes of Maldini as opposed to a John Terry. Because he'd usher the player away from goal. He'd buy time for the rest of the team to get back because we had the legs to get back. He'd make isolated situations. He'd make them situations very difficult for the attacker because he'd usher them away from goal rather than just clamping them. He'd lean on players. Virgil van Dijk has stayed the same. He's regressed a little bit because of his injury, but his defending style will stay the same. But Liverpool have changed. Virgil van Dijk hasn't. And it's that simple. And I'm not comparing Virgil van Dijk to Maldini. I'm saying his playing style was compared to Maldini. People need to listen to what I'm saying in the comments. Don't be silly. So what I'm saying is Liverpool don't have the midfield to reinforce in numbers going back towards their own goal. And that's something that Virgil van Dijk done so well. Usher his player, not put in a tackle, players get back. All of a sudden, the situation isn't a 2v1 anymore. Am I lying in that? That's what he used to do so well. Liverpool now don't have that style and those legs in the midfield. So Liverpool have changed, but Virgil van Dijk hasn't. And that's why he's being exposed. Trent has actually kind of stayed the same. He's got a little bit worse, but he's not changed that much. He was never that good at defending, but he had the cover. He had the cover and he had the legs. Now he doesn't have the legs. Now there's no Fabinho for Van Dijk. Van Dijk looks worse. Now there's no Henderson or the same Henderson for Trent. Trent looks worse. And Man United tonight, they're confused. Why are you confused? But Wijnaldum was the glue. He's not there. Why are you confused? I can see it. Why can't the higher up see it? But no, let's go get another attacker in the summer and go finish 11.
Nah, big up Buds, man. This is what I'm saying. This is why you're my brother. This is why you're familia, bro. You say it as it is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? You ain't out here just trying to twerk for the fan base. You say it as you see it, bro. And I completely agree. I was saying this to my cousin. I was like, the regression of, because he was talking about, how many players you got in attack. And I've been saying, I was like, yo, the midfield is meaty, bro. Like, when you look at the actual players you've got for selection in midfield, yeah, bro, barring, bro, it ain't good enough, bro. It really ain't good enough. And at the end of the day, like, you not play the gegenpress. Your midfield is pivotal to the way that you defend and to the way that you attack. When you defend, you got everyone falling back. You got everyone behind the ball. You got everyone making it hard. There's no runs in behind. Helping Van Dijk, like you just said, helping Trent. But you don't have the midfield with the legs to do that. And then when you go forward or when you're trying to win the ball, you try and overload the player with the ball, the opposition player with the ball. And you don't have your midfield ain't got the legs to be doing that up and down business. And until you get rid of your manager, bro, I don't think things are gonna go good for you. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times, fans, bro, it's nostalgia. It's nostalgia, what the manager's done. We had it with Wenger. You got it now with Klopp. At the end of the day, you have to move forward, bro. And at the end of the day, when you look at teams like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, all these, man, look at Bayern Munich, bro. Getting rid of their managers. They're second, bro. They're like, no, it's not good enough. They're just not good enough. You know what I mean? Our standards are here. And if you're not upholding that, then you need to leave. And this is why these teams stay on top. In England, there's too much sentiment. There's too much sentiment. Oh, but he done that. Oh, he deserves a chance. No, he doesn't. He's got everything he deserved. That money in Klopp's bank account, the money in Arsene Wenger's bank account is what they deserve. Do you know what I'm saying? Paid employees, they got paid well. And they should have in their prime because they were doing what they're supposed to do. But when they start dropping off, bro, it's on to the next thing. Maybe FSG are scared. Maybe they don't have a plan. But at the end of the day, man, I saw Liverpool getting better under Brendan Rodgers. Then you went and got Klopp. There should always be another contingency plan. If Klopp falls off, we'll go get this man. There's that man. There's that man. Look at Brighton, for example. Brighton have a list of 5-6 managers, to go in. I saw a documentary about Brighton and how they run. Every position of players, they've done their due diligence to know what player is going to come in. They get rid of Trossard. They go and get Matoma. Do you know what I'm saying? This is full thinking. And this is a team on the lower scale in terms of money and in terms of who they are as a footballing club within their country compared to Arsenal and Liverpool. They got contingency plans. Why hasn't Liverpool got a contingency plan? Arsenal should have a contingency plan. if it was to go wrong with Arteta, Man United, etc., etc. You know what I'm saying? Brighton have got 5 or 6 managers that they want to go and get if it doesn't work out with a certain manager that fit the play style that they got, fit the way they scout players, fit the team, fit the way the team are used to playing football. And that's how you continue to develop and continue to stay at the top. Obviously, it's relative to Brighton because Brighton aren't a Liverpool. But Liverpool should be doing that. It shouldn't be Klopp or nothing, bro. Because at the end of the day, if Real Madrid came in for Klopp, what are these men going to do? It looks like flipping Ancelotti's going to lose his job. Let's just say, I'm not saying he is linked to the job. Let's just say they come and get Klopp. Klopp heads would turn for Real Madrid. You know what I'm saying? They're the biggest club in the world, in my opinion. If he goes, then what happens? You know what I'm saying? Fan bases act like, oh, what are we going to do if Arteta leaves, if Klopp leaves? Nah, bro, you need to go out there and get another manager. Like the club don't stop. Do you know what I'm saying? And Liverpool, with all due respect, you've had bigger, better managers than Klopp within your club's history. You know what I'm saying? You've had legends, Shankly, all these legends, bro, and your club still is here. So it shouldn't just depend on Klopp. Like, if Klopp ain't good enough, you lot should be good enough to say, you know what? Thank you for the Champions League. Thank you for the Premier League. We're moving on. We're doing this. We're doing that. Do you know what I'm saying? Not twerking for a man if he's not able to turn this around. I don't think he's able to turn this around. I think this is going to be another Arsene Wenger situation, that if you hold on to him too long, it's going to be the decline of Liverpool, in my opinion. I don't think he's got the backing so much from upstairs, and I also don't think tactically he is good enough to be versatile enough to get you the points that you need until a lot of your players come back. That's just my opinion. But
I hear it. I do hear it. I hear it, and it's do you know what it is? It's, again, some people just don't want to hear it. As I said, for me, I've already made it clear. If we're in at the bottom half of the table, 10th, 11th, I need him gone. But if we do remain challenging for the top 4, I'll give him his chance to rebuild. But if we do drop to embarrassing positions, then let's just not be silly. Do you know what I'm saying? The club still needs to run. You know what I mean? So we'll have to see. He's on thin ice, in my opinion. But
we'll see. We'll move off of Liverpool now, yeah? I don't want to stress you too much, you know what I mean? You're my family. I don't want you stressed, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the smile I want to see, but that's the smile I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Don't stress too much. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
It's D-Day, bro. What, 48 hours from now? Oh, God.
And you know, Arsenal fans, these super top Reds, yeah, they're going to be on your ass, bro, if we win. So, you know, it's going to be a long day, bro.
Bro,
Yo, let's get
I don't know.
What's your thoughts on Arsenal? Before I get into my thoughts about Arsenal, what's your thoughts about Arsenal?
I think you guys domestically are a powerhouse now. Again, a sleeping work. Like when you lot didn't make top 4 last season, I think that was the beginning of your villain arc. That was Arteta's villain arc. You got awoken. Everyone got awoken. Everyone that was hurt. You saw it in the Amazon Prime thing. Everyone was hurt, man. But the way you lot have turned it around, there isn't really much to say on the negative side. I think what I will say is that the signings are more due to Arteta's managerial brilliance as opposed to getting the right players. I still think if you got João Felix, the league would have been wrapped up by now. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't think you go on that blip where you lost, you drew to Brentford, lost to City, lost to Everton. I don't think that blip even happens if you have a Felix, because Eddie was great. And I think, again, Eddie done a great job for you guys. But if Felix comes in, because obviously if Eddie done great and then he started to regress a little bit, Felix is there, that don't happen. And it's a loan. It's not like you lot are spending 150 million to have Felix for 6 months. Bring him in for 6 months. You want that league, go fucking get it. Go get it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it was more on the lucky side that Trossard was Premier League proven. Your second choice worked out to be better than your first choice because Mudryk is looking how he looks. We will never know how Mudryk would have looked in an Arsenal team, but it's just the fact that you lot weren't able. You lot are in the best position you've been in the last 19 years in the Premier League, maybe bar the 2008-9 season before Eduardo got injured. You've been in the best. Would you agree? I think it's the best position you've been since that season, since the 2009 season, I'd say. And the fact that you couldn't get your first choice worries me. That worries me with Edu slacking off there. That not slacking off, but you know what I mean? That does worry me. So I think in terms of building and maintaining is another question. But if we're talking strictly for this season, the style of play, devastating. The midfield, players like Xhaka transforming, playing him further forward. Do you know? And I think the worst thing is the Xhaka blueprint was there for people to see because he was doing it for Switzerland. So why did it take 7 years for them to go, oh, wait, this guy's not a left back. This guy's not a DM. He's an 8 that plays further forward. Why it took 7 years to notice that was crazy to me. Partey, his fitness, I think, is a big reason for you lot's consistency. Is Partey's fitness being better this season? Yeah, I saw that D1. Big up yourself. And Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel, for me, the best centre back in the league right now. It's just all clicking together right now. I do think if you lose at Anfield, that could be a massive dent to the league, because then all of a sudden now the league's in City's hands. City win the rest of their games, they win the league. You already know this mathematically. I know you've done the maths, you know. But Jesus and Zinchenko are massive parts. Like that was unbelievable business. Unbelievable business. And I think Arteta, he's doing something special this year. He really is. And for Trossard to come in and fit like a glove, Jorginho, a lot of stick when he was brought in, but he has done okay, apart from the Everton game and maybe the City game. I think even against City when you lost, I don't think actually Jorginho was that bad that game, as everyone says. I think it was Partey who had the stinker. You might disagree with me. I think in that City game, Partey was bad. He was bad in that game. And I think Jorginho done what he could and done okay. He actually gave Eddie a few chances that I think Eddie actually should have put away that game. But yeah, apart from this is me nitpicking. And the fact that I have to nitpick shows how good you lot have been. I think only you lot have been better than a lot of the City teams so far. But there's still a long way to go. And I think that you lot are looking strong. I don't look at any game you go into and think you're going to lose or draw. I think the only issue for me is that the clean sheets. I think the clean sheets are kind of dried up for a while now. But we'll have to see. I think that's a fair assessment from a rival fan, let's say. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate you, man. Innit? But you lot are rival top 6 team, innit?
Yeah. That's the thing, man. Between Arsenal and Liverpool, there's not really that kind of rivalry. Like, even when I've tried to do with another channel, tried to do like a show, it's never really popped off like that, because there's not that kind of like bitterness. You know what I mean? Like when you look,
I think if you have friends, like obviously the man Casey and Kears on my channel are Arsenal fans, and they are the most annoying Arsenal fans ever. So we're rivals. We hate each other like we hate like it's Liverpool Everton, Liverpool United, or it's Tottenham Chelsea, or Arsenal Tottenham. But if it's like cool, like it's an Arsenal fan that you don't really chat shit, man. I don't really have that animosity. But if it's Arsenal fans with animosity, like me and Troops, for example, we love each other to bits, bro. But I want to smoke Arsenal so I can smoke him. Not even it's nothing personal, Arsenal.
It's not even on the club, it's on the person.
But I need to smoke Keys Casey. I need to smoke Gooners. I need to smoke I need to smoke certain man. It's not per se Arsenal. I like Arsenal, bro. I like the way you man play football. Even when you lot was shit. I like the way you man play ball. But certain man just have to get the smoke. That's what it is for me. Do you know what I'm saying? It depends on the fan itself. You know what I'm saying? So that's me in it. That's why it's not a mad rivalry in it. Is what it is. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think so far we've been doing excellent, and I think my match reactions have shown that I've been a lot more cheerful, a lot happier, because we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. It's the whole reason we came to the Emirates, and I think the way that we dealt with Crystal Palace, the way we dealt with Leeds, I think we're doing it convincingly. It's not only winning, but when you do it convincingly, and I'm sure you've seen it with Liverpool. When you lot under Klopp, peak Liverpool are winning convincingly. It's not just a scrappy win. You're getting rid of these men by half time. You know what I mean? By 60 minutes, the game is already wrapped up. You lot are just wrapping these guys up, and we've been showing that. My only thing is, will the lack of planning catch up to us? Because we got Saliba that's out, and we got Rob Holding. Rob Holding played well, but it's Leeds. It's a completely different ballgame when we're going to Anfield against Liverpool. And no matter what people want to say about Liverpool, you lot did still put 7 past Man United. And this is a Man United under Ten Hag that I actually rate.
That was the old Liverpool for one game. That was the old Liverpool.
Yeah, but you lot can do this though. At Anfield, you lot can turn into the old Liverpool for an Anfield fixture. Do you get it? And the fixture is at Anfield. So I have to look at it like that. Rob Holding going up against your attack, it worries me. Then when you look at Ben White going up against some of your wingers, yeah, if Ben White doesn't kick back, for me, the structure I would play it the way Ten Hag plays with Man United. 2 banks of 4. Don't give any space in for Salah. No spacing if you're going to play Jota, if you're going to play Firmino, any of these man there. Don't give any of these man any space, yeah, and hit you on the break. Let you lot commit. Play the high line with Trent. Play the high line with your fullbacks, yeah, and your defense, and then hit you on the break. And that way, I think we can at least get even if we get a scrappy 1-0, I don't really care, bro. I'm going for the league. I want the 3 points, Kadamba. I don't care if it's 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2. I don't care. As long as we got the 3 points, I do not care. Yeah, I know what it's like going to Anfield. We've been trash over the years going to Anfield. So for me, I'd rather shit house our way to getting a 1-0 than committing. Because I'm telling you this now. Zinchenko, yeah, is a liability defensively like Trent. He will go into the midfield, which he will be chosen to start this game because for some reason, Tierney cannot be chosen to start a game anymore. Has to be Zinchenko. Zinchenko is not a defender. He's a midfielder. So he will give a player like Salah all the space on the right-hand side to cut in, yeah? And you already know, even, bro, Salah, even with this Liverpool team that isn't firing at all cylinders, that's a problem, bro. And I do not want that. I want Tierney starting, but Zinchenko's going to start. Zinchenko has to be disciplined at left back. You look at Ben White. If he holds his position and doesn't get drawn in, then he's all right. But once he's trying to do that little right back position, bro, he ain't got the recovery pace. And he'll get blitzed for pace. And that is one thing I always worry about Ben White. Then you got Rob Holding. This guy ain't good enough, bro. This Filho da Puta is not good enough. And 1-2 little performances for me doesn't change my mind. I've seen Nketiah last season get score at Chelsea. There were a couple of games, yeah? But then in a long stretch of games, of 10 games to go, to get top 4 last season, he wasn't good enough over 10 games. So these rotation players aren't good enough, yeah, to consistently perform. So can I trust on Rob Holding? No, I cannot. Just like Rob Holding, just like El Nene, just like Nketiah, just like Reece Nelson. These men ain't good enough. That worries me. Then you're looking at the rest of the pitch. I'm quite happy at, but defensively is where I'm a little bit shook. I can't lie to you, bro, because your team, no matter what you say about your team, give them space in and behind the defense, play a high line. And the game's going to be wrapped up, especially at Anfield, bro. And we got 2 fullbacks that aren't the most disciplined, or you can look at them and say they got certain deficiencies. And then a centre-back that, for me, is a championship level defender, which is Rob Holding. And nobody can tell me nothing, bro. This guy ain't good enough defensively. He isn't. He ain't of the level. And one performance against Leeds ain't going to change my mind. He ain't good enough, bro.
I mean,
really, it's not good enough. If anything, God forbid, during the game, if anything happens to Partey, am I happy if Jorginho comes in and fills that position? No, I'm not. Your midfield, your retirement home midfield will run past Jorginho. He ain't got legs, bro. He's good like Xhaka, good at going forward. You need to strip him of defensive duties. When you put defensive duties on Xhaka and Jorginho, bro, the midfield's going to collapse. I saw it against Sporting, bro. We got overrun in the midfield. Why? Because we had Xhaka and Jorginho. Of course, Partey is going to start, but I'm just saying, God forbid, Arsenal cannot afford any more injuries, especially to Partey. If Partey goes down, bro, I'm not counting on this. But one good thing that I can look at is Trossard is absolutely sourcing. Then when you're looking at Jesus, yeah, Jesus was sourcing, bro, against Leeds, absolutely sourcing, bro. And this guy's only just come back from injury. Martinelli, if you give him space, he's a problem, bro. Martinelli's one of them players, yeah. When he keeps it simple, he's effective. But when he has to think about it, like is Jesus making a run? Is Trossard drifting into the center? When he has to think about what he's doing, the guy just gets scrambled. And then all of a sudden your defense gets into position and then the chance is gone.
I have a question for you though. Thiago is in contention to start. It's been reported. It was also reported that he wasn't going to make it for the Arsenal game. He was going to maybe be on the bench. And Diaz wasn't going to be. Diaz was going to miss the Arsenal game as well. Now it's looking like Diaz is going to be on the bench. Looks like Thiago is going to start. Does that maybe change the confidence of Arsenal a little bit, having Thiago come back? Because remember, Thiago's been out for like 3-4 months for us.
Yeah, if he's coming back from injury, then for me, I'm more confident in it because he's not going to really be like firing all cylinders in it. It's kind of like Jesus. When Jesus come back for the first 2 games, I was like, this guy, we're not going to see peak Jesus in it. So if you not start him, then that's to our advantage because he's not going to be peak Thiago. And Thiago, I actually think he's a world-class player. He's
a world-class player, but obviously availability is an ability.
But you know football. You need to be informed and you need to have the confidence. He's not informed.
I say with Thiago though, even when he comes back from injury, the quality is there, and his quality surpasses everyone in our midfield. I think if he's given the right protection and he does start on the weekend, I believe what that does for Liverpool is that you ever play ball, bro, and your favorite playmaker's not playing. Do you make the same runs?
Nah, because you're already expecting the other midfielder.
In fact, you might make the same runs, but you make the same runs with the same intensity. Do you think about making the run, or do you just make the run? Because you know the time it takes to think to make the run. Some defenders are so good. The time it takes for you to think about making a run, run's gone. Do you see what I mean? And you know this. I just said to you now, if your favorite playmaker's not playing, you either think about making the run, or you said you might not make the same run because you know the guy that's coming for him. He ain't gonna thread you that pass the same way.
But that's what I'm saying though. Like if we play a low block, then there's no run to make. Like let's be real. You're gonna have 80% possession.
You're gonna have 80% possession in this game.
Nah, I don't want us to do that, bro. We need to change it up. We need to allow you lot to come onto us and then hit you on the break. That's what we need to do. That is the best way to get at you lot, in my opinion.
We're gonna sit back, and that's how far you've come. Never would I thought I'd say Arsenal.
What, you think Liverpool gonna sit back at Anfield? I don't see that, man. I want you lot to come onto us. Yeah, I want you lot to come onto us with all the vim. You know what I mean? You got Darwin Nunes. You know what I'm saying? He came from Benfica to the Big Reds. I want you lot to have that chest, yeah. And then when you lot, play the high line with Trent and all them, man, Robertson, I want to blitz you lot, because I'm telling you right now, on the break, we're dangerous, bro. We're dangerous. The thing is, if we come on to you, Zinchenko, he's fast, but defensively he ain't good enough. Then you got Ben White, he can't track back. We're exposed, bro. And then you've got Rob Holding. He's slow, and defensively, he ain't good enough. I don't want that, bro. I want us to shit house a 1-0, bro. I do not want to play a high line against Liverpool. Listen to me, Listen to me, Arteta, if you're listening.
Jota as well, the Arsenal bully. The Arsenal bully. Hasn't scored in a year. He hasn't scored in a year. What a time. Diogo Jota.
Nah, bro, listen. At the end of the day, for me, if we play the high line, it's suicidal, bro. You lot win this game. Especially with the crowd behind you, it's at Anfield, bro. You, man, will cook us, bro. Even if you target, whether you target Ben White or Zinchenko, you'll get through our defense, bro. If we play a high line. We ain't got the legs. In the fullback positions, we don't have the legs. If Tierney was at left back, then I'm more confident going up against Salah. But with Zinchenko, bro, he goes into the midfield and forgets. And then a lot of times, Zinchenko will go into the midfield. Xhaka will kick back as left back. Bro, this guy's got no legs, bro. Against Salah, bro, he's getting cooked. You know what I'm saying? He's getting cooked, bro.
That's true. That's true.
So this is what I'm saying. Like, I'm not looking at this like this is normal because you're not going to be up for this because you already know, bro. Klopp is fighting for his life. Your players already.
Yeah, but we don't score first. The game's done. You don't score first. Game's done. We have shown we haven't got bottle this year. We don't have bottle. We ain't got it. We went 2-0 up and then conceded 5. We went 1-0 up and conceded 4. We don't have bottle, bro. We don't have that. It's mad.
It's mad. No side out of the 4, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus, Trossard. Which 3 are you going with on Sunday? Jesus through the middle, Saka on the right, and Trossard on the left. I think Trossard's got more ability than Martinelli. I like Martinelli. Put him on if we need to stretch them, if they get a bit tired. But I would play Trossard, bro. Like I just feel like he's got more variety to his game. I feel like he's a better all-round player than Martinelli. I like Martinelli, but I think Trossard is a better player, and he's on form, man. And this guy just does bits, bro. Like Martinelli, if you put 2 man on him, a lot of time he ain't doing that, and he takes too long to make decisions. So for me, I play Trossard to bring Martinelli if you need to bring him on. But listen, people, don't be a filo da puta. Make sure you like and subscribe to Big Six Fans. You know what I'm saying? You guys cover everyone, innit? We'll just cover Liverpool.
Yeah, we cover this. Everybody. Obviously, people say it's biased because they say, Monty's a big Liverpool fan base of VSPS. Listen, we cover everyone. Okay?
That's what I'm saying.
Cover everyone. And how about this? We have 2 Arsenal fans. So how can it just be Liverpool? Do you know what I'm saying? We have 2 Arsenal fans on the channel. Like, please. But yeah, make sure you smash the like, subscribe to this channel, and let's get Northside to 3K, man.
Man. Come on, man. Make sure you like and subscribe to Big Six Fans. Listen, everyone I get on this channel, They're certified. You know what I mean? Good people, good content. Make sure you like and subscribe, even if it's just to banter. Do you know what I'm saying? Subscribe to him, and if we win, you can go banter him. You know what I'm saying? You know exactly where to go and banter. You know, go spam this chat.
I've had like 4 meltdowns in the last 2 months. But if you don't want to see these meltdowns, you know where to be in. You know where to find.
Listen, before we wrap up, what's your match prediction for the weekend, bro?
Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1. I'm ready to be hurt again. This is not logic. This is emotion. This is not a logic. That's not a logical score prediction. It is emotion. But
Liverpool 3, Arsenal 1, yeah?
I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve. I think Liverpool score first. We start fast. Then you hit us with a counter, 1-1. And I think the game's quite cagey after that. I generally believe we get a dodgy decision. Goes our way. You throw the kitchen sink, we catch you on the break, we win 3-1.
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I said. This is what I said. We got to be resolute, bro. If we open up, you man are gonna open us up, bro. You can't press the pressing kings, bro. And that's
if you don't score first, we lose though. I'll say that. You don't score first, we lose. Yeah, we lose.
Cool. So you're going 3-1 Liverpool, yeah? I'm gonna go my match prediction. If we play the way that we need to play, hit them on the counter. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal.
I think you're being generous.
What do you mean, man? Listen. Let me just end it on this. Every test that's come up, and even I've put tests to Arteta, we've been going through it with flying colours. The only team.
So why are you saying 2-1? You should be saying 3-1.
No, bro, I respect Anfield now. Come on, bro. Do you think I'm 16, bro? Come on, man. I respect Anfield, but this is big Anfield, bro. Like, nah, bro. Come on, man.
Big Anfield, but Liverpool ain't big Liverpool. I don't know. If you've been watching what I've had to watch, as I said, I've had to watch. You see, bro, there is a number of things I'd rather do than watch Liverpool play Chelsea. I'd rather run 2 miles with pins and needles than watch Liverpool with Chelsea. I'd rather do a roly-poly into a bunch of needles than watch Liverpool. I'd rather play hopscotch and barefoot with Lego pieces on the ground than watch Liverpool versus Chelsea. Understand the 95 minutes I just watched at the Bridge was horrific. So when people act like, oh, what's your negative? Go watch what I just had to watch for 95 minutes. Tell me I'm negative.
But this is what I'm saying. And this is why, I believe that we can win. At the end of the day, in the Liverpool-Chelsea game, Kovacic had 2 chances, should have scored. Havertz, 2 chances, should have scored. Reece James had a goal disallowed. Kante with a through ball, 1 through ball, opened you lot up to Havertz. He had a goal, should have scored. You know what I'm saying?
Kick and run Kante was dusting us up, bro.
It's what I'm saying. But this is why, I can't lie, bro. Like, at the end of the day, Arsenal have beat Man United this season. We beat Spurs. We've beat twice. We beat Spurs. We beat you lot 3-2 in October. You know what I'm saying? We beat Chelsea. That's an impressive run. I can't lie. That we've been doing bits. The only team that's beat us twice, and this is why, this game is not only 3 points, it's psychological. City have beaten us in the FA Cup and they beat us in the league. So at the end of the day, this will be the psychological because they can't come to Anfield and win, innit? So if we can do that, do you get it? Like psychologically, they're gonna be thinking, right, like these man, like they're moving unstoppable. Do you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Listen, people, make sure you like and subscribe to Big Six Bands. Don't be a filo da puta. Don't be a viado. Go over there, just hit the like. And if we win, listen, when I do my match reaction, I'm gonna send everybody, Rat Army, over to your show, bro. After my live retro. But I'm telling you right now, listen, with you, I'm not gonna say nothing because you're like the Liverpool version of me. You got high standards, you say how you feel, and you don't give a shit. Your standards are always there and it doesn't bend, it don't fold. Treyway. You know what I'm saying? We're not like Treyway because we ain't locked up, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. We walking free out here, you know what I'm saying?
But listen, Months, love for jumping on, people. Love everyone that's jumped on. Make sure you like and subscribe. Subscribe to both channels, this channel and the Months is in the description of this video to his link to his channel. Make sure you do that. And without further ado, hopefully Arsenal get the win. We're off. Safe.